Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy Wanjiru. Just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe and follow. And if you already subscribed, hey, what's up? It's good to see you. I have a lot of you who've been asking me on Instagram, DMs, under my comments, where have you been? So I have been around and about trying to figure out a lot of things. So that's why I'm actually doing this video, because this year has been such a great year for me in terms of understanding myself, learning in terms of growth. I feel like this year for me was God just telling me, Tracy, you know what? You've done all these things, but I need you to learn a few things about life. And as I turn 20 something today, I thought, why not share this video with you, probably inspire you, and also just help you understand life more through my eyes, right? So I mean, we're just going to go through this together, and if you have any comments, anything that you want to let me know, make sure to please drop your comment below. And if you have any lesson that you've learned this year that you're so grateful for, please drop your comment below. Let's conversate, let's just interact and see how we can make each other's lives better. The first lesson I must say I learned this year is just being thankful and grateful no matter the situation, because many times we don't really understand why things are working the way they are. And like I said, this year, as much as I thought there were so many great things that were going to happen, because you remember earlier on this year I got selected to be one of the radio presenters at Capital FM. So I was like, oh my God, you know what? This is going to be such a great year. Everything's going to be so perfect. I'm going to make so much money. Wow. But shock. This was actually quite the opposite. And you know, I'm thankful for that, because with that, I got to learn so much about life and just trusting God, you know? So just being thankful for every situation that you're in, you know? So, I mean, being thankful and grateful goes a long way, because you get to just appreciate and respect what you have. My second lesson this year was learning how to protect my energy and my space, right? I would say I'm the person who's really bothered by people, in the sense that any comment can make me feel some type of way. Not just as in, people are just not really meaning to say some things, but wanasema tu. If it's someone who doesn't add value to me, then you know what, we're just not gonna hang out. So that's why I have one friend. Yeah. But yeah, it was good. I mean, it's just a learning experience. The third lesson that I learned this year was making myself the number one, right? And the reason why I'm holding this book is I'm reading this book by Sarah Knight. It's called You Do You, How to Be Who You Are and Use What You've Got to Get What You Want, right? It's just about you putting your happiness first, right? It doesn't matter what other people are going to say. It doesn't matter what other people are going to do. As long as you put yourself first, nothing else matters. I'm the type of person who is going to put others first, and most times I do forget about myself, to be honest. I'll think about, what is that person going to feel? How is this going to make that other person react? Blah, blah, blah. You know, like, that's my mindset when it comes to dealing with people. But a lot of times I realized not everyone is going to have the same energy towards you, or even have the same reaction towards you. You know what? It's time for me to put myself first. And I want to thank my boyfriend, first of all, because he has been able to help me understand myself more. And he always tells me, you know, no matter, as much as we're in a relationship, you need to be happy first. Like, you need to come into this relationship happy, and I'm coming into the relationship happy. Another very valuable lesson I learned this year was be nice to every single person that you meet, regardless of how they look, regardless how they dress, regardless of how they talk, because you never know, or you never understand where they've come from. You never understand their struggle. So just bless them through your words, you know? I always say, you should always be a blessing. God didn't put you here to just be an empty debe, just walking around, right? You need to bless everyone who comes around you. When they walk into your presence, or if they come into your house, they feel a blessing. It could be from the words that you're telling them. It could be from how you make them feel. Just the little things like that, because you never understand where people are coming from. So just be nice to everyone, you know? It doesn't hurt. Another very valuable lesson that I learned this year was to stop living in my past. It really blocks you from moving, because instead of you seeing, oh, this is what I did and this is how I can move forward, you know, you're just looking at the past and not really seeing the future. So I really learned how to stop living in my past, forgiving myself for the mistakes that I did in the past, learning from the mistakes that I did from in the past, and moving forward. The next lesson that I learned this year was to stop making excuses. I can be mama excuses, like mimi nita excuse anytime, every day. You know, I learned that to move forward and to make something better of yourself, you just need to stop making excuses. They never work, and that's what they are. They're just excuses. One of my things was I would never wake up early, and my excuse was I've never been a morning person, so why am I waking up early? I can do this thing at night. And it's like, are you really going to do it at night? You know, because you leave work, you're tired, so you're not really going to do anything, and then you wake up late. And it's like, what have you really done? And then the thing is, there's so much to be done, guys. This world has so many opportunities, especially now. Like, you can make money from anything that you set your mind to. You can do whatever the hell you want and do it great. And this was a really hard one, but yeah, you really need to be real with yourself and understand yourself first and see this is where you're going wrong, but this is how you can rectify it. But don't be too hard on yourself, but again, stop making excuses. Another lesson I learned this year was understanding my purpose and not potential. So I remember I was listening to this sermon, and the preacher was talking about there's a difference between purpose and potential, right? So potential is just, you know how someone is going to come up to you and be like, you know what, you have so much potential, you could do this, you could do what, but is that really your purpose? Because a lot of people I know ask me, Tracy, why did you stop doing law? You know, that was so good, nini. But you know what, that was just my potential. I would have potentially have been a very great lawyer, but then God put something in me, which is my purpose, and that's why I wasn't, you know, I didn't continue with law school. So understand your purpose. And now I wouldn't say that I fully understand my purpose, because, you know, as you grow older, you get to understand what God has for you. So I'm learning. But what I can say is, for now, I know I'm in the right direction. So do not live in your potential, live in your purpose. And it's not your purpose, it's God's purpose for you. So one of the other most important, I think this is going to be the most important lesson I learned this year, is trusting your process. Like, you need to trust your process. We're in an era where you can shoot yourself, yani unaweza jidunga tu kisu ukifika tu home, because you feel like you've done nothing because of social media. I know you've probably gone on Instagram, seen a girl who probably looks good, she's wearing sijui what, and you know, you feel bad because she's probably your age, and you're just like, why am I not at the same place? But you need to trust your process. You need to understand that you and her, or you and him, are different people. And again, can you imagine if we all had the same destiny? Like, it would have been so boring, right? Like, we all have different things to offer. And the reason why I say trust your process is because I'm going to give you a very short story. When you're about to finish high school, you used to have like a book where you give people to write at A, the Dix, sijui nini. You remember those things, right? And then people write messages to you, like when you finish Form 4, what, you know, I'll miss you, blah, blah, blah. I remember I wrote myself a letter in that book. So I finished high school not too long ago. So I wrote myself a letter and I said, Tracy, open this November 2017. That was last year. Yeah, open it November 2017. I can't remember what date I wrote, but it was almost the same date that day. Yeah, you get what I mean. And I wrote, this time this year, now 2017, you will have become a radio presenter, you'll have become a TV presenter. So I wrote that and I totally forgot about it. I had no idea I wrote about it. And as I finished high school, remember I told you about living in potential. A lot of people told me that you are going to be a great lawyer, you're going to do so well. So what did I do? I went to law school. And then I just stopped, right? And I remember my mom was like, well, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, I paid all that school fees and there's nothing you're doing. And I'm like, Mom, I just don't like it. I was doing random gigs, you know, like you're a bottle girl. Miss Mama on a KGB. So I did that for a while. I mean, just some weird stuff. Like, you know, like when you go, I remember even, oh my God, I even had a YouTube channel back in the day where we used to go to for gigs and then interview people, what are you wearing, blah, blah, blah. That didn't work, clearly. And now I look back and I'm like, God was creating that process for me. Because last year, I was going through my shelf and I saw the book, right? And I was like, hey, yeah, by the way, let me see what people used to write about me, right? So a lot of people are like, oh, Tracy. So I got to that page and I saw read this on November, whatever, 2017. Already your time ilikuwa pass. So I opened it and I read what I was already. Does that make English sense? You know, make sense? MG. This is crazy. Can you imagine opening some? I totally forgot about it, but I'm reading it and I started crying. I was like, this is crazy. Like, if this is not God, who is it? God put that in me in high school, even when I didn't believe that that was what I was going to do. Goes back to me saying, trust your process, because God has made that journey for you. He's going to make sure that you get to see and realize your dream. Don't despair. Do not worry about what other people are doing. Stop comparing yourself with other people. That's another really big lesson I learned this year, because again, we're in the era of social media. You know, there's someone looking better than you, someone who's earning better than you. There's so much to look at and feel bad about, but you need to trust your process and trust that it is not in vain what you're going through. I think that was the most valuable one. And okay, the next valuable one, finding God. I found myself wanting and yearning to know more about God, you know? And it's so crazy because I never thought I was going to be like this. Because in high school, I swear, I thought I was going to be in a beach somewhere, Nimekeo, I used to think about I was probably going to be somewhere at the end of the side of the road, probably with, you know, those people who have like those boards like, hey, please come to Pepino's Pizza, buy 2 get 1 free, right? I swear, I thought that's what I was going to become, and that's how I was going to make my money. But again, like, when I look at how far I've come, I'm like, thank you, God, because this is beyond what I ever thought. This is beyond what I ever, even what I not wished for, but just beyond what I ever imagined. If you put your plans, your wills, your dreams, your failures, your burdens, everything with God, you know, everything just works out. And I'm so grateful that this year has been such a great learning experience for me. I'm so happy that I get to find myself. I'm so happy that I get to find such a great boyfriend and partner to like just do this thing called life. Thank you guys also for helping me find my way back to YouTube. Your comments have been so instrumental again. Those are some of the most important lessons I've learned this year, and I could keep going on and on and on, but I just wanted to share with you the highlights of the lessons. I think that makes sense. But yes, thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Be amazing, be great, because that is who you are. See you guys in my next channel. See you guys in my next channel. Wow. In the next channel, I will be Wanjiru Waidimo. And I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I also want to wish myself a happy birthday because it is my birthday today, and that's why I was sharing these lessons with you. So as I grow older and wiser, I pray that I may be able to share what I learn with you, and that it's going to be a better year next year. It's going to be a better year for you as well, and that you may understand your purpose, and that you may be great, and that you may be blessed. That is my prayer for you as we end this video. So if you have not watched my other videos, make sure to subscribe to this channel. And if you do not follow me on my other social media handles, all you need to do is follow. Here are my social media handles. Mwah. See you guys in the next video.